January 5th, 2026. Let's see how many times the strategy came into effect today. We had a very busy day today. We took, as you can see, every yellow line is a trade that I took. So we had a busy day. We took 5 trades and we're going to get into it. The strategy itself relies on the 5-minute momentum data, which you can see right here, and the 2-minute momentum data. Everything else that you see is what I use for more context. So the 30-minute data, the 2-hour data, those are all just context additions. But the basis of this strategy that we test every day and that we use every day is the 5-minute and the 2-minute. If we have like a 30-minute energy that's going really strong in the upward direction or really strong in the downward direction, that's important to know about to gauge our risk and to gauge what the trade is actually going to entail. So let's look at this first setup right here. We waited for the alignment between the 5-minute twins. So the first thing we do every day is we look at the 5-minute extended hours and the 5-minute regular hours, and we wait for them to become aligned. What do I mean by that? This is going upward. We're looking at the momentum. Right at the market open, this is going downward. These are not aligned. We want them to both be going the same direction. Okay? Right here at this blue vertical line, where my instinct was telling me to take a long trade, the 5-minute extended hours finally started popping to the upside in a strong fashion. And the 5-minute regular hours was not really going up anymore because it was already up a lot, but it was holding. It wasn't really selling off in a very strong fashion. We had a strong 30-minute current behind all of this. So we got a strong buying upward current. We've got a 5-minute regular hours, which is holding its upward energy. And finally, the 5-minute extended hours is now flipping to the upside. That's why I wanted to take this trade. Had I taken this trade, my entry would have been at the close of the candle, like always, right here. I would have put my stop loss slightly below this candle, and I would have targeted a 2-to-1 for my first profit target, allowing runners to continue to run. We would have made a lot of money here, but I didn't take the trade. That sucks. My first trade of the day was right here. Why did I take this trade? The 5-minute is selling off to the downside. The 5-minute regular hours has sold off and is now in the red. Our 30-minute is still strong to the upside at this point. This is what it looks like right now at this point in time. Strong to the upside. But I fell for the trap. I thought it was going to go down because the 5-minute regular hours has been going down. The 5-minute extended hours has now sold off and is almost crossed over. It's got weakness. You can see this red right here. It's flipping over. And then what did we have? We had a power volume bar greater than the previous 3. And then we had a tick down, but it didn't break variance. It was just a tick down. It was just pumping down a little bit, but it didn't break the previous bar's variance. That was my mistake. So I took this trade to the downside right here, thinking it was going to continue to go down, and it did not. It kept going up, hitting my stop loss, took a small loss. It's all right. Not a big deal. We go on to the second trade of the day. Second trade of the day. Okay, we're going to the downside. We have a volume bar, which is essentially greater than the past 3. We're going down right here on the 5-minute extended hours. 5-minute regular hours still going to the downside. So I took the trade right here thinking this was going to continue to go down, and it didn't. It went up and it hit my stop loss. Took another small loss. I took the flip side. As soon as it started to break my stop loss, I literally entered this position long with my, my entry is right here at the close of the candle. Stop loss slightly below, target a 2-to-1 for the majority of the position, and we got that. We got a win there, a small win. So far, 1 loss, 2 losses, 1 win. And then look at this trade right here. Look at this. Going down. This one is building downward momentum. We get a volume bar, which is not greater than the previous 3. But I was impatient. I let my emotions get me. So I entered this trade. Even though we didn't have a volume confluence yet, I still entered the trade right here. Entry was right here at the end, at the close of the candle. Stop loss slightly above that one. Targeting a 2-to-1 and allowing my runners to run. And look how far the runners ran. A massive win. A massive win occurred. This was an improper entry, improper trade because there was no volume confluence. That happened right here. Look. We get a pop to the downside. We're losing momentum, so we've got some weakness. But we're going on the selling side of the 2-minute MACD. We have a volume confluence greater than the previous 3. This would have resulted in a great win. Either way, so far we've got 2 wins and 2 losses. 1 win is a huge win, so that's good. And then the final trade of the day was right here. All of these lines are just where my intuition was telling me to take a trade, but I didn't take the trade. If I did take the trade, they wouldn't be red and blue, they would be yellow. Okay, my last trade of the day was right here. Why did I enter this trade? We've been selling off and we get a big pop to the upside. We get a volume confluence to the upside. Our 5 minutes are holding power to the upside. Our 5-minute charts are telling us we've got upward momentum. The 30-minute, however, is not aligned. It's going to the downside. If you're wondering what happens when all 3 of these are aligned, that's called a triple fractal, and that means that your probability of winning is very high. It's not going up, it's going down. So I entered right here thinking it was going to continue to go higher, and it sold off and I took another loss. So all in all, today we had quite a few losses, but we also had a great win. We learned a lesson about not taking this trade that we should have taken, and because we learned the lesson, we had some progress. That's all that matters, progress, not perfection. I'll see you in the next one.